our morning show. So our next conversation is about the decline of Tobago's dance community. Joining us this morning on Now is Vennorick Cupid, who is the founder of Mpros, that is short for Movement Professionals. And Mpros has worked all over the world and has dabbled in many things from parang, they portrayed traditional guerrilla characters and so much more. And this is why this conversation is critical this morning, because of course, what better way to get the inside than to speak to an insider. Good morning, Vennorick. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you with us this morning. How are you today?
I am. I'm a bit. I'm a bit. I'm a bit happy. Just to get the platform and just to be able to have this conversation as a whole.
Yeah. It definitely is a necessary conversation. Just looking at some of the things that have been taking place and hearing some of the concerns that have been raised by those in the community, it's time to bring it out to the national and the regional forefront as well. So let's get into this about Tobago dancers.
Sorry, you just went mute.
Can you hear me now?
I don't know if you hear me. No, like you were speaking so clearly, and I think that I just lost you audio-wise.
Okay, no problem. So can you hear us now? Any better?
Not hearing anything. I wonder what happened there.
There appears to be some technical difficulties, but hopefully we are going to get that sorted out as quickly as possible. You can hear us now? Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
So we were just saying that, of course, this is a critical conversation, and let's just jump straight into it before anything happens again. What is the situation with opportunities for Tobago dancers right now?
Right now on the island, a lot of practitioners on the island view dance as a sort of no growth platform. There is barely any opportunities. We do have the newly established Tobago Performing Arts Company, which is TPAC. But outside of TPAC, and not to mention there are other type of dancers on the island, like commercial dancers. There are hip hop, there are Afro, there are soca dancers on the island. There are no real opportunities for any of these practitioners to have any sort of serious training, any sort of serious place to showcase their talent, outside of doing it private.
Right. So basically, one of the issues we are looking at to start with is creating or having the opportunity to have, well, these opportunities. Can you hear me?
Yes, basically.
All
yes,
right.
You just went soft. You just went soft again. I don't know if there's an audio fluctuation.
Well, hopefully we'll get it out, we'll sort it out as quickly as possible. But for now, continuing the conversation, let's talk about what you think are some of the reasons why this is not happening, or perhaps things that you've seen demonstrated that can contribute to this lack of opportunity in Tobago.
That is a great question. That is a great question. I love my Tobago dance community. I love it. I've been a part of the dance community for nearly 2 decades now, dancing since I was a teenager at high school. Um, we in Tobago, we have this sort of crab in a barrel mentality, and I know that we may not be the only island to have it, but an island as small and as intimate as Tobago, it really suffers, it really stifles the growth, right? It really, really stops the growth. And to make things worse, we have a somewhat dance mafia, that way we like to call it, a sort of group of individuals that sort of, what's the best way to put this? Where they sort of try to dictate and narrate what dance should be. And normally they would use it to push their own narrative. Because part of the last interview I did, I mentioned the fact that there are lack of males, which is very, very true. On all fronts, even on a cultural front, there's a lack of males. Now,
Right.
if we lose the male representation of our art form, of our culture, right, we may not necessarily get it back, because the main reason why it's culture is it would have been preserved for how many decades going through time. But we are at a stage now, unfortunately, where we are losing the masculine side of the representation. And if that isn't a cry for help, I don't know what is.
Vennorick, why do you think that there is that lack of male representation in the dance space right now?
Okay, could you please repeat? You're still a little soft. I know that the audio king's still getting worked out. I hope you are hearing me okay.
I can hear you quite clearly. Why do you think there is a lack of representation of men right now, in particular, in the dance space?
Okay, I believe that the mafia, and once again, I say this with the possibility of being further blacklisted, but um, if I do say it, who will? Because
So,
it's been like this for quite some time, right?
well,
I believe that the mafia and the marketing of the art form on the island plays the major part, right? And the reason why I say this is because when the average viewer, the average person, the average father, the average son, the average mother, looking at dance on the
Vennorick, I'm
island,
so
and they
sorry,
look
but I
at
have to jump in here for a quick moment. I just have to jump in for a
no
quick
problem, no
moment
problem.
to ask, when you say mafia, you have to be very careful because do remember you're on international television. What exactly are you referring to?
Okay. Maybe mafia might be too harsh of a word to be used right now. So let me use a certain click. There is a certain click,
Ah,
right? Right? Dance mafia is what we refer to them as on the island, but for this international interview, it could be probably interpreted in many different ways. So let me
yeah.
use click, right? So there's a certain click on the island that when it comes to the marketing and stuff of the art form, they sort of push them in front, right? They push them in front when it comes to the art form. And
Okay.
the problem with that is a lot of people in the mafia, a lot of people in the clique, apologies,
So you know
right?
what,
In the
Vennorick, I'm just gonna help you out right now. We're gonna work together on this, and we're gonna say, you know
yeah,
what, there are definitely some people that are gatekeeping. I hear you 100%, and definitely, you
gatekeeping,
know, this is something that trends throughout different entities, corporations, and so much more. So my
right?
next question to you is, because we only have about 3 minutes left, is
Oh,
what
okay.
would you say is the place to start in bringing a solution to the table for the community?
The solution, I believe that the solution needs to be a change of power, a change on top, because we have been working on the ground level for years to try to get unity, to try to get a level playing field, and things keep on deteriorating, right? We need to have everybody ask themselves the hard questions.
Yeah.
Why is dance at the stage where it is now? Why are young people straying away from dance, especially young male? What are they seeing from the art form that they are not connecting with? And I think once that question is asked, right now, a lot of people in Tobago are afraid to hurt people's feelings. But to me, as a professional, I'm not in the business of really making somebody feel good. I am not a routine. I cannot make everybody happy. I believe in
Right.
truth. I believe in facts, right? And the fact is, we are at a place where we will lose what little we have. So the individuals and them on top, right? I believe that they need to be changed because they themselves are not thinking about development. They
Right.
themselves are thinking about intellectually grandstanding and probably drawing a big salary. But what are they doing for the continuation of our art form to inspire the next male, the next young boy, the next young girl to come forward, especially the next young man, because we barely have those. And that is the conversation that needs to be had that everybody in on that level is avoiding.
Right, definitely. Thank you. A critical conversation. And of course, everybody needs to be respected for their time, for their talent, and so much more. Vennorick, I know that this is going to be an ongoing conversation, but for now, we do have to bring it to a close. Looking forward to talking with you again soon and seeing that landscape change for the dance community.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Have a wonderful day. All right, stay tuned. There is more coming up on the Now Morning Show, and trust me, this one is going to raise your vibration.
I know I've done so many wrong